guys, it's Scott Benson, Light Industries of Kentucky. Coming to you today, I had a video request, somebody wanting to know how to install their screens and their monitors into their dashboard. This is a dash I'm working on for a customer now. It's got the easy locks, as you can kind of see the gold behind there. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to install the monitors. Very easy process. There's not a whole lot to it. So, got your monitor frames, which can be purchased on my website. They are produced by Knight Rider World. Price is the same through me. You'll see you've got a pair of holes already made. Those holes are for attaching the back panel to your frames. Inside, you'll notice you have these hooks here on each side. Those are for your monitors to set into. We'll get to that in a minute. So, you've got your opening. Usually you can do this before you start doing your electronics, that way you don't have any problems with fitment. Your opening, typically, if you get your dashboard from Kits Customs, our partner, Ricardo Vera in Colima, Mexico, this will already be cut out and made ready. So, take your frame, and you will install it. Let's see here, I'm going to move the 6-row board out of the way. So the frame is going to fit in, and it might have a little bit of a snug fit, but that's okay. You want to make sure you push it towards the edge as much as you can. So at that point, once you've got it in place, and you've got it flush, the top and the bottom, you'll have these mounting blocks. Get you some 1/2-inch screws and a Phillips screwdriver. You don't have to use a Phillips, it's just a more common. There is wood mounted at the bottom as well, and that's what we're screwing into. This allows you to secure your monitors, especially for those of you who are going to use the touch screens. You don't ever want the monitor to be able to push out. So we're installed good there. Now your LCDs, the front side, these have a protective film over them. I don't remove the film until the screen is ready to actually ship. This comes out the bottom. So since we're working on the dash upside down, I'm going to place it in here. And it's going to fit snugly in. These frames are designed for these monitors. You can buy these either on my site or on Knight Rider World site. Exact same monitors. So once you get those in place like that, those are in. Now, you could go ahead and put this in place, and you see you'll have a notch here and a notch here. So, if I turn this around, you can still see the indentation of the holes, but you can use a little small screwdriver and pop those out to make them a little bit easier to access. There is no right or wrong, front or back. So, we're going to fish the touch cable through because we don't want to get that crimped or damaged in any way. And that's how it's going to look when it's installed. Now, what I like to do with customer monitors is you have the control boards, one for each. So we want to mount the control boards to this panel. So you're going to use, essentially you want to set these on here, find your marks, and use something to essentially mark your holes, because you're going to need to pre-drill the holes for your screws to go through. Plastic's fairly soft, so it's pretty easy. So we're going to pre-drill our holes. Alright, so as you see, got all of our holes drilled. Clean off the back a little bit, get rid of some of the shavings that come off. Now what you're going to need, you're going to need 8 screws. I like to use the M3 3mm screws. These are 1/4 inch, and they will work just fine for what we're doing. So you'll get 8 of those. Sorry, you're going to use 16 of those. And then you're going to use 8 M3 spacers. I'd use 8mm. You can use 4mm if you want, or 7mm, doesn't really matter. But you do need to make sure that you adjust the length of your screws. So for my purpose, I use M3 8mm nylon spacers. Nylon because you don't have any worry about metal making contact. So we're going to take a screw, put it in from the back side. You know, and it does help if you use a screw that, or a drill bit that already fits. So I'm going to go ahead and load these screws in. Clean out the rest of this hole real quick with the drill. Alright, so I'm going to preload these screws in. You take your spacer, you're going to screw it onto the threads of the screw. Another nice thing about the nylon spacers is they grab the screw threads a little bit better. So it kind of helps act like a thread lock. Once you've got all those on, sure you get a couple more screws. You're going to take your boards to install. You're going to make sure you notate the orientation of your cable to connect. Another thing is making sure that the alignment between your screws and your standoffs is perfect. Otherwise, you wind up with a little bit of cantankerous behavior, things not lining up perfectly. Now the standoffs aren't necessary, but it does allow for any proper cooling to get behind these boards, keeping them off the backside of the LCDs a little bit. So we have that board is installed, everything's good. Let's get the other board on there right quick. Alright, there we go. Pre-installed, a little bit of space. Got to make sure your screws are fairly small on the back side because you don't want them pushing into the LCDs. Once you got that in place, you're going to take another pair of 1/2-inch screws. Give me a second here and I'm going to make sure I got the right size drill bit. I do. So now that your frames are installed, you'll hook up your cables. You've got your last 3 cables to go there: power, video, and adjuster. And that's it. The installation is that simple. Doesn't take too long to do. Nice, clean. So if you have any other requests for videos to be made on how-tos, just let us know, either on one of the pages that we're on, or nightindustriesofkentucky.com. Contact us, or make something notation down below. Take care, guys.